I'm a big fan of stories. I think in stories, everything of mine has a story related to it. But I want the audience to get some insight into who you two are. How did both of you get into this?
For me, it started when I was really a small child. I had a hearing disorder and I couldn't hear well what other people were saying. So I had to look at the nonverbal communication to just be able to understand them. At the same time, also my father, he was Olympic trainer in fencing. And because of that, I became, at a very young age, 14 years old, I started training fencing at his fencing club. And you know, fencing, just like the Three Musketeers and Zorro, exactly. You need to look at your opponent's body language to be able to predict what they will do to win the game. So at a very young age, I learned how to fence and how to train people. And with my skills of watching other people's body language, I just had it naturally in me. When I went into a bookstore when I was about 15 years old and I found a book about body language, I was just skimming through the pages, had something, this is easy, this I know, yeah, this is obvious. It was really very easy for me. You know, the science of body language, I just had it learned naturally on the way because I had that hearing disorder. So as a result, I became one of the world's leading body language experts, just naturally. And from one came another. We, together with Kasia, we met, fell in love.
Yeah, so, and then we met. And
it was an intensive meeting, yeah.
Actually, this is what happened.
Yes, we had a very effective business meeting.
And then we met and I asked him, okay, so analyze my body language. And what he did?
Yeah, I just was so in love that immediately from the first view that I just blanked out. I didn't know what to say.
And he went to the bathroom, he came back and started talking about my fingers. I don't know. It was kind of strange.
That first meeting, how we met, was really amazing actually. Because I looked Kasia up on the internet when I was looking for partners for my training company in Poland. Yes, partners, business partners. And Kasia and I set a time and date for...
The wedding? Oh, sorry.
Not the wedding. That came later. After I found Kasia's company on the internet, we set a business meeting. And the day of the business meeting, I came to her office and I knocked on her office door.
And I had a very thick leather door. So actually I didn't know that he was standing on the other side. So
standing very close.
When there was a time, I looked at my watch and I just opened the door. He was here and I closed the door on him.
It's like a movie.
Yes.
It was a movie, actually.
It was a movie.
Because when Kasia came out of the door of her office,
finally,
we were walking through the corridor and time stood still as in the movies.
Oh my goodness.
Everything was going very slow for me. Yes, I was in love at first sight. You know, this kind of butterflies and hearts and stars flying around. Well, that was my feeling. And I looked and gazed at her and then I looked back, then smiled and we were walking. It was an amazing feeling. I feel it and I see it right now happening. And I just knew that Kasia is the one. At that moment, from the beginning, yes.
You felt the same way?
Actually, it was a little bit later because I invited him the same day for a cup of tea. And
I brought some flowers.
Yeah, but it was, you know, like, it was still...
Okay.
Yeah. And then I had a cat. And my cat was afraid of men. So normally when there was some man coming to my apartment, he was escaping and hiding.
And I was usually afraid of cats.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't like cats so much.
And when Patryk came, my cat sat on his lap and went to sleep.
I was like, this?
And for me this
cute.
was a... Yeah.
Very cute.
And he stayed there for like 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, the cat was sleeping for an hour on my lap and I liked it.
And this was a sign for me that there's something going on. No?
Her cat chose me.
You can't, you know, Once the cat chooses, that's it.
Exactly. This was the first time when I look at him and like thought like, maybe he's interesting.
Oh, so wait, the cat was out of the bag then.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. We're back. Sorry. I'm done. Okay. So the cat lay there, and that was a sign for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then 2 weeks later, we met again. I came once again to Poland.
It wasn't like we met again. He called me like every day, and then he came to that. Oh, I will be by accident in your town, so maybe we meet. And he, like almost moved in.
Yeah, I was living
you
in,
almost moved in.
I was living in Belgium at that time. Kasia was in Poland.
Okay.
And 2 weeks after that second meeting, that second date, I actually literally moved in. I took my car from Belgium. I
And
packed.
12 cartons of milk
Yeah, I had them just at home,
and chocolate cornflakes.
Yeah, I had a lot of that at home, so
Like-
I just took it breakfast with me
Chocolate cornflakes.
for a month.
Wow, for a month. And how did you feel?
She prepared a shelf for me.
Yes, for the cornflakes.
Yeah. And
It was okay.
since then, we
Never move out.
never move out.
Unbelievable. All because of a cat. No, this is incredible. And then obviously you were looking for a business partner. Did you start to share your stories about
Yes.
your body language, and were you already into body language?
I was into communication.
Communication. That was
How did that start, actually?
yeah.
So it started when I was 3 years old. I remember I was a lot with my mother. We were using public transport, buses and trams and whatever it was possible, accessible. And because I was small and I was a little bit bored by this public transport all the time, I started looking at people's shoes. And I discovered that people walk differently and they have different style of wearing their shoes. And depending on how they wear their shoes, it also influences how they behave. So this was my first insight on body language of shoes that gave me more insight about that I could actually observe people and in this way learn more about them and be more prepared for the approaching them for the meeting.
It is so amazing. Both your stories started from when you were kids, 3, 10, and what you're doing is to inspire those type of things in kids.